Hey y'all, welcome to Gadfly, a podcast about third parties, fringe candidates, generally weird American electoral history. I'm Dusty Wilson.
I'm Una O'Leary.
And we are freaking back. We've been gone for a month. How was your month, Una?
I have to remember that December is the slipperiest of months. I blinked and we went from Thanksgiving to Christmas. And I absolutely had that stage in between of like, oh, I have to buy other people presents.
Yeah. It's the dumbest. I hate it. It seems like during that time, like every single day you were texting a new European government that dissolved.
That's the other thing that happened. Yeah. Romania had to completely redo their elections, but they did that for a good reason, which was that the election looked super sus.
Yeah. Canada, like today, Canada, Justin Trudeau just resigned.
Yeah. He was like, bye.
It's looking overwhelmingly like conservatives are going to win, and there's a chance that the Social Democrats, I forget what their party's called, but they are looking like they actually might end up second.
Let's just call it the Maple Syrup Party.
Right. Yeah. The guy who's the head of the party, Jagmeet Singh, he's a Sikh person of the religion, not as a adjective descriptor. But he's ridiculously amazing. If I'm allowed to have one international political crush,
You're allowed five.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I found one.
I like this. Yeah. If I get one political hall pass.
Right. So it's very intriguing to see how it's going to go. And then America, which you know, I'll just say now, I don't think we're going to be talking a whole hell of a lot about American politics because, or at least in the modern era, because there's more than enough people already doing that. And you know, I don't think you need us to that pile as well.
That's not what we're here for.
Right. We're going to be going back in history a bunch. So
that's how I disassociate.
Right. You know, we're here for your little dose of escapism that also might have parallels to the modern day.
An arm's distance.
Right.
Gadfly. An arm's distance.
So today I think we're living by that with our return topic. So we've done a couple of these plot twists the mayor's an animal episode. It's getting harder and harder to find ways to bury the lead that like, this is someone who was adopted in a Safeway parking lot and it's totally a person, cited a dog. So I'm just from the jump. We're talking about a cat. A cat named Mayor.
Yay!
This is our second cat we've talked about. We still haven't done a dog episode, which feels like a crime. Like
didn't we talk about a dog in the Southwest?
No, that was a family of donkeys.
I could have sworn there was a dog mayor somewhere.
No, there has been. There are a couple dog mayors that we could talk about. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
So we didn't talk about the dog mayor of Idlewild, California?
We briefly brought it up. I don't think
okay. Am I going crazy? Because that's also possible.
Oh, yeah. Because like one day we'll get to Idlewild and Rabbit Hatch, Kentucky, and talk about their yearly dog competition for mayor.
I mean, how do you not vote for a good boy?
I know. There's so many good
boys.
So we're talking about a sweet little cat by the name of Stubbs.
This is so exciting because a friend of mine went to Alaska last year and went to the town where Stubbs is mayor and sent me a postcard with Stubbs on it. So I can't wait to learn more about
Stubbs' full name is Stubbs Stec-Spone. So as it is with towns that quote-unquote elect animals to higher office, it's important to dive into what kind of place would do such a thing. And the answer is Talkeetna, Alaska, a town that is delightfully wild.
Yes!
So a lot of this is actually going to be the story of Talkeetna, Alaska, more than Stubbs, because, you know, there's not a whole lot of it. It's not like Stubbs wrote a biography, and it's not like he had campaign sites. So I think getting an idea of what this town was based on and what they did with their town really kind of sets the stage really well for Stubbs and his time as mayor. So the story of Talkeetna starts off with a guy named William Andrews Dickey. William was born in 1862 in Manchester, New Hampshire, to a locally prestigious brick mason, and graduated from Princeton, pulling a nice double Ivy by 1885. because he went to Princeton and he went to Dartmouth.
Ooh.
So I immediately hate this guy just from the opening thing of his bio. And I should say that a lot of this information comes directly from Helen Hagner of Northern Light Media, who did a really amazing concise history of William. And while at college, William got into this newfangled sport called baseball that he really loved.
Incredible.
But the one thing he was good at, though, was chess. And he was
very different.
100%. And he was the Princeton chess champion in 1884 and 1885.
Oh.
So I hate him more. He's a chess-playing rich boy who goes to Ivies.
He lettered in chess at Princeton.
Screaming in my heart. So after graduating, Bill moved west to Seattle and spent his postgraduate years bouncing around jobs like a true millennial. By 1896, William was married and made his first of many ventures to the wilderness of Alaska. His first adventure led him along the Mississippi River, which brought him to the largest mountain in North America, Denali. As he was the first white guy to see the mountain, and despite locals telling him repeatedly that it already had a name, William took it upon himself to name it however the heck he wanted. And he went about picking a name in probably one of the most heady and turbo online ways possible. So before reaching the mountain, William ran into a pair of silver miners. The group struck up a conversation which eventually devolved into a massive argument about exploration or mining techniques, but over what precious metal should officially support the American dollar.
No! We're only 5 minutes into the story.
We live in the middle of Alaska. People are having this fucking argument. The silver miners obviously think that silver should back the currency, and William believes it should be gold. And I believe that since he was now outnumbered 2-1 in the middle of nowhere, William had to lose.
Did William have either as well? Like, buddy, you're next to two silver miners. Maybe go with them?
I mean, you would think
they have the silver?
You would think so. From what I can tell, he never prospected silver.
I just love the idea of him being a reply guy before Twitter. How did this exist before? Well, what would happen is you get into an argument about what metal should back the dollar in 1896.
He's literally hopping out behind Sequoia saying, well, actually. So after losing this argument, William makes his way further up the river, and when he sees the mountain, he decides he's going to name it after the gold standard nominee for president, Governor of Ohio, William McKinley. And thanks to this is why we do Denali as Mount McKinley for so many goddamn years. This was a reply guy argument in the middle of the fucking woods.
Wow. It's niche.
As thanks to the honor, William McKinley sent William Dickey a, quote, very proper letter. So argument one random silver miners. Now it should be noted that 2 years later, at least according to William, the U.S. Geological Survey made their way to Denali and tried to claim that they were the first white people to see it and name it however they wanted to. Also, they referred to William as, quote, a common prospector, which really irked him.
Sir, I went to Princeton and Dartmouth.
I'm a chess-playing prospector. I think I am at least an uncommon prospector. Thanks to the New York Sun coming to his aid, he was able to prove the U.S. Geological Survey wrong. However, he was only able to prove them wrong in regards to being the first white guy to find Denali, because in 1890, William had become one of many prospectors in the Klondike Gold Rush. One of many being a decent descriptor of common. I hate this guy. I've never met him. There's so little out there about him, but I fucking hate him. It's incredible. I feel like I've been saving it up all month to just point at someone. If I'm doing a story about a really sweet cat, it's gotta be William Andrews Dickey.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a cat.
No, God forbid it's the fucking cat. According to Hagner's research, William discovered one of the wealthiest gold veins in the region. But there was one key mistake that William made. In the process of searching, he accidentally left Alaska and ended up in the Yukon Territory of Canada.
Oh, William.
This led to a dispute with the Canadian government, which resulted in William losing $250,000 in gold, or $9.5 million in today's money. On top of that, he had to leave his claim in the middle of winter and walk back, which meant he had to travel 900 miles in the winter, with temperatures getting as low as negative 60 degrees.
This is reminding me of the stories of when Bitcoin was still the only kid on the block and doing gangbusters as well. And like you'd hear these stories of like some schmo Schmo who just went in for funsies and then realized that they had made like hundreds of thousands of dollars overnight and could not find their key. Like threw the piece of paper out.
Right. Yeah. It's pretty fucking close. So undeterred by what should have been certain frostbite and or death, William returned to Alaska in 1899, this time as a member of what was called the Harriman Expedition. This trek was put together by rail baron Edward Harriman and included a batch of renowned and famous scientists and artists to explore the coast of Alaska. The reason behind this expedition, according to the Smithsonian, is still pretty unknown to this day. One possible reason is that Harriman's doctor had recommended that he get some fresh air to deal with exhaustion, and Harriman interpreted that to mean, I need to go to Alaska and hunt Kodiak bears.
I need the freshest air.
For those of you not familiar with Kodiak bears, they're like the bigger and more violent cousin of brown bears.
Right. But not obviously, but yeah.
And others speculated that Harriman went there to survey the state to build a new railroad, ideally with the goal of connecting America and Russia across the Bering Strait. And a good few number of people thought he was just going to survey the land and to just buy the territory from the U.S. government. You know, make his own country.
Simplest answer, best answer.
Right. So when Harriman's expedition set off from Seattle, it included 126 people. They visited towns along the coast, stopped by studying local flora and fauna. They discovered an unknown fjord and traveled across the Bering Strait to Russia so that Harriman's wife could fulfill a life goal of setting foot in Siberia.
Cute. Wait, that's crazy though. Like you can't do that anymore, right?
Oh God, no. Russia would be very mad.
Aside from geopolitical issues at hand.
But you say cute, but according to historical records, this was the one time that Harriman expressed annoyance during the whole trip.
So he's not husband of the year.
Oh God, no. He dragged his wife along on a boring scientific expedition, and the one thing she wanted, he was a dick about.
Yeah,
One of the things I cut out is one of the people who was included in this expedition was John Muir, who was considered to be the godfather of the national park system.
Yeah.
And so he was initially and Harriman did not get along because John was pissed off that Harriman liked shooting bears, and John felt that was barbaric and dumb. But by the end of the trip, they ended up becoming best friends, and Harriman helped him push the national parks and make that a fucking thing.
Oh my God! Enemies to lovers.
It's pretty great.
I'm hopping onto an archive of our own right after this.
Oh my God! Yes. I caressed John Muir's beard. It was as long as. To be fair, John Muir had an amazing fucking beard.
We wrapped ourselves in bear skins.
Like John Brown level beard. It's amazing. The expedition resulted in a 12-volume series published by the Smithsonian, covering everything from glaciers to starfish, and claimed to discover 600 new species and fossils. Also, no one died, which feels like a first for our podcast.
Yeah.
It was just a safe, fun trip.
Incredible.
Except for that Russia bullshit.
But back then, he's still in the Czar. And
Right.
They
crossed the Bering Sea.
I think that's wild.
That is no fucking slouch.
I'm so sorry. Super ignorant comment. A question about to happen. They didn't walk.
No, steamer.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's like a boat built for that. But still, I mean, it's not the safest way to go.
Yeah, because in my mind, the talk of like the possible train, it's like, wait, you couldn't just walk about that ended.
Yeah, most of the train stuff is like you could run a train from Alaska to this to two small sets of islands that are not the Aleutians, but I don't know say they're called the Diomede Islands.
Oh, that's
super tough. But yeah, then you like from there send it to Russia. As for William Dickey, he returned back prospecting and finally made his fortune with a copper mine and produced tens of thousands of dollars worth of ore for 4 years.
And from that moment on, wanted the dollar backed by copper.
Oh my God. If we backed the dollar with copper, I would start like what's the word I'm looking for? I would start breaking into so much drywall in my spare time.
We're halfway there as a nation anyway. Like copper is getting stripped out of Detroit on the reg.
Just dropping pipes at fucking Kroger to be like, I like one egg. And William did eventually return to Seattle, retired, and died in 1939.
A perfect life.
But what if the town would eventually be called Talkeetna? Well, it would take a bit of time after William traipsed through the area, but around the time that he was swimming in copper money, gold was finally discovered along the Susitna River. And of course, this led to a gold rush. In 1910, a riverboat station was built to accommodate the influx of miners. In 1916, the town of Talkeetna was built. And this was also thanks to the Alaska Railroad choosing to use this new town as their district headquarters. Fun fact, the Alaska Railroad still maintains a year-long stop in the town between Anchorage and Fairbanks. I spent an embarrassing amount of time on the Alaska Railroad website. They have a car that is like nothing but windows. It looks really cool. They have like a fancy first-class car. The cheap ones, cheap tickets are still stupid expensive. But
What? God damn it. Because I was going to say, Dusty, like, let's gadfly road trip. Let's
oh my
do
God,
this.
I would love it.
Go on the choo-choo.
It is pricey as hell.
God damn it.
They do have something really fun though called the Hurricane Branch, I think, where it's essentially between Talkeetna and Fairbanks, where there's just a whole area where there are no roads and people just kind of live out in the bush, and they can walk up to the train tracks and hail the train to stop so they can get on. This is like a year-round thing.
This is a state. This is a state within the U.S.
Yeah, Alaska's one of the dumbest, most buck wild places, and I adore it. It is so dumb in so many fun ways. Like I know I've said this before, but just hop on Zillow. Look at the Alaska homes. They are,
oh my God.
some of the cheaper ones. I know for a fact no housing inspector ever got out there, and no one gives a shit. Within a year, the town grew to a population of 1,000 people, and things were looking very solid for Talkeetna. That is until the railroad finished their construction in the area, moved north, and took the regional office along with them.
No.
It also didn't help that a decent chunk of men were drafted to World War I. A lot of people died of the flu epidemic that ravaged the population. And all the railroad jobs were gone. So in 1920, the census showed that the town had dropped from 1,000 people to 70.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing to tell kids is even still around today. The following 4 decades were not that much kinder. The population floated between 70 and 140 people, and mostly consisted of immigrants trying to coax as much gold out of the ground as they could. It also didn't help that the only way to get to Talkeetna was by train or local air, seeing as no roads connected the town to the rest of the state. But all the isolation and stagnation was about to come to a very showy halt on July 20th, 1963. Now, the saying on this podcast is, if it's an exact date, something fucking terrible is about to happen. This is one of the rare times that is not the case.
Oh,
because what we're getting in this is a total solar eclipse.
Ooh.
In 1963, this was like, I was trying to read on total solar eclipses. In my head, I was thinking they were, and they're not. They happen multiple times. You just have to be in a very specific place to actually see it.
Yeah. And lately, that specific place has been Carbondale, Illinois.
Exactly. The sun loves Carbondale, what can I say? Or the moon. I guess it'd be the moon.
Both.
Right. So either way, 1963, in July, during this eclipse, there weren't exactly a lot of habitable places where you could see a total version. The furthest west you could go to see it was off the coast of Hokkaido, Japan, but still out in the ocean. Then it eventually got to Alaska, went across Canada, and then would stop in the middle of the Atlantic, which meant there were like very few towns where you could actually see this. But just out of luck, one of those towns was Talkeetna, Alaska.
All right.
And out of nowhere, despite having no road connection into the city, at least 1,500 scientists and tourists descended on the town to watch the total solar eclipse for a minute and a half.
Oh my God. A lot of little towns in the Midwest know exactly how this feels after the past few years.
So the Fairbanks Daily News Miner noted that 1,000 people took the train. The train company actually added 18 cars just for this event to get people to the town and out.
Nice.
Another 120 flew in by commercial plane, and a final 100 flew in on their private planes. Now, I do want to say, we view private planes nowadays as like, oh, Learjets and your fancy celebrity things. More than likely, this meant people who had like water landing planes or like busters or like right, because that's like the way you get around Alaska. This would end up being the first of many tourist events that Talkeetna would host, and with it, set a bit of an unofficial precedent. And that if there was a festival or event, the tourists and locals alike had to get comedically plastered. So the very same article that talked about old people coming into town noted that the large majority of these folks seemed to congregate at the town's only bar at the time, the Fairview Inn. The paper said that by noon the bar had gotten so full that they had to move the bar's piano outside to the wooden sidewalk. However, the woman playing the piano did get up, so they had to scoot the piano and her out at the same time.
Hell yeah.
And when they stopped, she just kept playing. So a group of people formed around her and started an impromptu sing-along.
Oh.
And they also noticed an old band started doing a jig.
This sounds awesome.
Right? I mean, I'd like to imagine he was an old prospector. You could just hear like cans and cans like each other the whole time he was dancing.
Yeah. And then the sun disappears.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. So it sounds like an absolute blast. I do want to note that this article also spent the entire back third making fun of a woman who was obviously like a scientist from a local university who showed up to the eclipse well dressed. And they're like, she showed up well dressed to go to the country. What an idiot. She also fucked up her knitting. We saw it. We wrote it down.
Oh my God.
It was pettiness to fill space, and I hate it. So the eclipse was a true gift for the town. And the very next year, they were finally connected to the state highway system. And it took a bit of a decade for it to grow, but Talkeetna developed into a fun, but truly odd little tourist town.
Oh.
So the first thing that makes Talkeetna a destination following the highway coming to town is that they are really close to Denali.
Right.
So I don't know about you. This last month, my algorithm on YouTube ran dry. So I had to start looking for other topics that gave me interest. And for some reason, mountaineering accidents came up pretty high.
You do you. I absolutely understand what you're talking about. And yeah.
I mean, it combines a lot of stuff that I tend to enjoy. Like, I don't know, I like old Everest documentaries, the hubris that comes along with it, the fact that, altitude sickness can affect literally anyone. Also, just the hubris of rich people thinking they can just climb mountains with no experience is a topic I adore.
Yes.
But one of the big topics that I found through this is that, a lot of people focus on the Himalayas as being dangerous and difficult, which they definitely are. There are some people who make argument that Denali is one of the most dangerous mountains in the entire world.
USA.
We took it Russia, motherfuckers. We're gonna run into the goddamn ground. So I want to take a little bit of time to talk about what I learned about Denali and why it's so goddamn dangerous.
Hit me with some facts.
So for one, it's stupid remote. So like with Everest or K2, there's a whole industry dedicated to resupplying the camps and getting people there and make sure you get to the base camp in complete comfort. Denali is slam fucking in the middle of nowhere. There's no roads to get there.
Right.
Like there's no way to resupply a place like that on a regular basis.
And there's a season too, because there are no roads.
Correct. So to get an idea of what it's like to go to Denali, to get an idea of what you're going to expect to get there, here's a sample itinerary that I found through IMG Denali, a mountain climbing company. Day 1, meet in Anchorage. Day 2, drive or take the train to Talkeetna. Day 3, take a plane to the first base camp at Talkeetna Glacier. Now, I should note this glacier is where they land is 7,200 feet high, and it is a long distance away from Denali. You essentially are going to pass through a valley where this glacier exists. You're going to pass two huge mountains on their own to get there, because the glacier starts at Denali, and it's just the easiest way to get there is to start on this fucking glacier.
No, thank you.
Oh, but it gets better. We're barely a quarter through the itinerary.
I'm already so tired.
Day 4, drag sleds full of gear, 5.5 miles, and up 400 feet to Camp 2.
This reminded me too much of the start of White Fang.
Also, I should note that the huge difference here with Everest too is that there are no Sherpas to preset climbing lines or carry your equipment, such as ropes or bottled oxygen. So this is the shit that's on the sled that everyone is pulling.
Yeah. Which I think it's like fuck the Everest crowd. Like you are actually doing the work on Denali. That should count towards something.
I've definitely seen more than enough interviews that state that there are people who have climbed Everest who really should not have or shouldn't have if it wasn't for the Sherpas who were with them.
Right. Who never, anyway, they never get any credit. It's like, like you said, the hubris of like, I climb Mount Everest. Like, yeah, but the dude who holds your shit does it day after day.
Like the Sherpas who set the climbing lines before any of you motherfuckers even set foot at base camp.
Yeah.
You climbed that motherfucker. They like screwed ladders into the fucking mountain to make sure you wouldn't die.
Yeah, they did it without the ladder. The ladder came after they were there.
It's so fucking infuriating. But yeah, so with Denali, you get none of those comforts. You are dragging a giant fucking sled full of gear, 5.5 miles to Camp 2. Which, did I say Camp 2? Day 5. Technically, it's the first stop is Camp 1.5. Camp 2 is on day 5, and you're going to be pulling the equipment sleds up another 2,000 feet. Day 6, weather and energy permitting, you get to pull the sleds another 1,400 feet. Day 7, you finally get to rest. That is unless you took it easy the day prior and you have to double back and carry anything that was too heavy to carry on day 6.
So, like, are we at the point now as well? Because I heard this from someone who had a, like I don't know, they climbed mountains. And one thing I learned was like you climb a mountain, but then like you go up and then you have to backtrack so that you don't get altitude sickness.
We haven't gotten to that point yet.
Oh my God.
We haven't even begun to get to that point.
It's been a week.
You're at the point that if you're just a little too tired, you can probably drag half the equipment to the camp. With the understanding that the next day you have to double back, grab the stuff you left behind, and bring it to the new camp at the sacrifice of taking a break.
I hate this. All right, so continue. So we double back, we got all of our stuff. It's been a week.
It's now day 8. Due to the terrain getting bad, equipment is split between packs and sleds. And you have to pull up those things by another 2,500 feet. And at this point, you've now hit 13,500 feet, which is kind of a bummer when you realize Denali is just a skosh over 20,000 feet. Day 9, sleds and packs to the next camp, but it's only 500 feet. So
leg day.
Yeah. Look, you gotta get the glutes, you gotta get... I don't know where I'm going with this. Day 10, that is a rest day, unless you left stuff behind because it was too tiring to bring it all up at once.
You know I did. I'm not in shape.
So the reason that it only goes up 500 feet is 14,000 feet is where you need to start acclimatizing.
Oh, Lord.
So you either take everything up at once and get 2 straight days of genuine rest, or you split it up and get one full day of rest on day 11. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, altitude sickness is something you get when you're not getting enough oxygen to the brain because there's less oxygen the higher you climb mountains. And symptoms include headache, vomiting, insomnia, reduced coordination, and a higher risk of not being able to tell that you are, as they say in the mountaineering world, absolutely fucked. Just a number of times, I forget exactly what they call it, but it's like peak delusion, where you think you're closer to the top of the mountain than you actually are. The number of people who have died from that on Everest due to altitude sickness is mind-blowing.
Yeah. Although peak delusion is also how I would describe my 20s.
That's all, folks. I think that's whatever. So we're on to day 12. Now, day 12, you switch just the packs. We can't carry sleds up mountain because we are now full tilt mountain climbing. You carry the equipment for the summit up 3,200 feet. The problem, though, is you have to return back to the camp because you're still not done acclimatizing.
Yeah.
And guaranteed, day 13, everyone has to rest that whole fucking day to ensure that everyone is as close to acclimatizing as possible. Day 14 climbs the high camp of 17,200 feet. And then day 15 and 16, if the weather's good, then you're going to climb to the summit. Now this brings up the other issue of Denali, is that the weather is the most unpredictable of many of the mountains in the world. At least the Himalayas, you're relying on a lot of weather patterns that are very predictable and very easy to understand. With Denali, shit changes on a fucking dime. Some people climbed it and it's below freezing. Some people have climbed when it's 80 degrees. Some people climb the mountain in t-shirts. Winds can reach up to 100 miles per hour before you even hit the summit.
How are you supposed to pack for this? And then carry it? Come on.
That's why you pack everything on the sleds. That's why they're so fucking heavy. So like I said, the weather can be as cold as negative 35 degrees on the mountain and as hot as 80 degrees. So it's just like this is just what you're facing while climbing this goddamn mountain. And it's been over 2 weeks. So ideally, these are your 2 days you get a chance to climb it. Day 17 and 18, you climb back down, which is notoriously the most common place where people die, is during the descent. And it's 2.5 weeks while you're descending a fucking death mountain. And finally, day 18 and 19, you fly back to Talkeetna and relax however you can, because this company is not driving you back to Anchorage. They are dropping you off at Talkeetna, and it is up to you to get the fuck home whenever you want.
Shut up the front door! That's so rude!
Pretty rude, but it's a great deal for Talkeetna because the hotels are going to be booked. People are going to be survival drinking like fucking.
That's so true. Especially after coming down from a mountain. It's like, I can drink for days now.
A piece of nature tried to kill me for 2 weeks. I would like every beer. Yeah, and this to this day has turned Talkeetna into a boom town for mountaineering. But the problem though is, like I said, the climbing season is not year-round. There's like a 2-month period where it's a good idea, and about a 1-month period on each side that like doable. Best of luck.
Yeah. Know your shit.
Yeah. That is one thing I found out is like you have to get permission from the Alaska parks to climb Denali.
And I appreciate that. That's very American. It's like, all right, you're signing this. We are not responsible.
Well, they go in really, they refuse tons of people each year for not being equipped enough. Like they are very serious about who gets to climb Denali and who's not allowed.
How is Mount Everest still stealing so much thunder? Denali is like the Birkin bag of mountaineering, it sounds like.
It is. I mean, the other thing about Denali that's really wild is that with Everest, your starting point is pretty high up mountain, and with Denali, your starting point is very low. So overall, you're actually climbing more distance when you climb Denali than when you're climbing Everest. I mean, the thing that does make Everest extremely difficult is that there is a death zone that occurs of the climb, which essentially means that there is so little oxygen while you're climbing, your brain is just dying. It's eating itself while you're finishing the climb.
But if you make it out, it's the greatest time in the world. Oh, it's great. Have a comical story.
I'm still blown away with Everest of like people who take their goggles off because they're at the top, they want to see everything, and they look at the sun for a second, and then they start climbing down and they have gone blind.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because the ozone sucks up there too. It says the Bill Worst YouTube video says the sun is a deadly laser. Yeah, Everest is its own version of fucked up. I'll never say that it's, Denali has its own set of issues. Everest has its own as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's you're maybe going to get pushing it 4 months of decent tourist activity in climbing season. So you got to fill the time with other touristy fun. And Talkeetna did that in 1972 when they introduced the inaugural Moose Dropping Festival. Now, with that name, it could be one of two things. Which of the two do you think it is?
I'm assuming it's the poop variety.
You're right. It's probably the cheaper, less getting in trouble version.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just moose, the whole body dropping.
Like people are going to die trying to capture a moose.
Oh, God. No.
So this festival, starting in 1972, was traditionally held in July, which is just after the climbing season. And the festival features a lot of things that one would expect from a small town event. There's a parade, food, dancing, and it was very much a family-friendly sort of thing when it started. And the one thing that brought people far and wide, though, was the moose dropping aspect. And what they did is people would go out into the woods, find moose poop, bring it back, paint it with shellac.
Oh, gosh.
So it became like, hardened, smooth, and no longer smelled. And then once that's set, they would either spray paint it silver or gold, depending on the mood.
or what you want the dollar to be backed with.
Fuck off. And then in the early years of the festival, adults pay $1 per poop to toss it onto a wooden board where there are certain squares that had a different number value on them.
Oh, so it's like a cute little cornhole.
Yeah, it's exactly like cornhole. Only there's no hole, and the poops, if you flew through them just a little too hard, would slide right off. Children could also buy poops for 50 cents.
Cute.
And so essentially, you buy up your poops, you do your throws, and whoever has the highest score by the end of the festival is named king, queen, or if you're a child, prince or princess.
Oh, this is adorable.
And what you won was the next year you got a really shitty crown, and you got to be part of the parade.
Cute.
It's exactly what you would hope from a small town full of cuteness. Now, the problem though is that around the 90s, the festival got so popular that the line of people tossing poop on a plank of wood was too long to deal with. So they had to adapt. And the Historical Society, who was now who ran the festival, decided what they were going to do was, after they spray painted the poops, they were going to paint a different number on each of them. And they would put the poops in a box, have a man carry the box into a crane, raise the crane over a bullseye, and then just dump the poops out. And whichever one came closest to the bullseye is the winner.
Okay.
And the winner gets $1,000 because they were raising far more than $1,000 a year just from poop buying.
Incredible.
Now there was a report that one year they used a helicopter to drop the poops. This appears though to have been a drunken rumor.
Love it.
Oh, did I forget to mention that drinking was a very huge focus of the festival?
Was it even necessary?
Probably not. By the odds, people descending on the town essentially got utterly ripped anytime they were there. Which can be all well and good as long as no one gets hurt. Just have a good time, understand you're a guest here, and everything's going to be great. And that's mostly what people did until 2009. The Anchorage Daily News recounted the 37th Moose Dropping Festival as, quote, mayhem. An Alaskan state trooper said the town, quote, became completely unglued.
No.
So to set things up, it was in the summer. It was an unusually warm day, and so this does two things. As Chicagoans, we know the summer day does two things. It brings a lot more people out than usual, and it really pisses off some people.
It's just the endorphins are just going so hard.
A bartender at the Fairview Inn said that she went to the second floor to look outside, and, quote, it reminded me of Times Square, New York. It was chaos. One resident stated the streets became crowded with four-wheelers, unleashed dogs, and people taking off more and more clothes as the summer heat got worse. She also said that ambulances trying to push their way through became a regular scene.
Oh, God.
Lori Steck, the manager of Natalie's General Store, which is catty corner to the Fairview Inn, told the paper that the bike she always left unlocked in front of the store whenever she rode to work was stolen by a person who, quote, was one of those groovy people who pretends to be all groovy, kind, and good. Well, if he's so good, why did he steal my bike?
So true, bestie.
Right? Look, we've all bought weed from that guy.
Oh, her small town innocence was shattered that day.
So at this point, there are drunken fights happening in the street, underage drinking everywhere, people driving their ATVs drunk, which fun to do when no one else is around. Would not recommend in a crowd.
No.
It also didn't help that scores of people chose camp illegally along the Talkeetna River and kept party going all night long.
No, the worst.
And when night fell,
go to bed.
And when night fell, a few of the campers decided they were going to go from tent to tent and just try to start a fight with whoever they could.
Oh, God.
So Alaska State Troopers attempted to shut all this down. But the problem was they were called to the most tragic event of the festival. So near the river, a group of 20-year-olds had made their way to a set of railroad pilings. Now, a railroad piling, just kind of imagine a light pole or a telephone pole, but a lot thicker. And nothing at the top, just like a big giant piece of wood just in the ground. And so these were sticking up near the river, and being early 20-somethings, great place to jump from into the river, my man. The Talkeetna River, though, at the time was very fast and very difficult to navigate, let alone swim in. The state troopers have been telling people not to jump off there into the river all day, but a 20-year-old by the name of Jacob Larson jumped in, was immediately caught by the current, and completely disappeared when the river met with the Talkeetna River right down.
Holy cow!
His body was never found.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So following this tragedy, the town decided to completely end the festival permanently. But that's not to say that there wasn't another wild-ass party to be had. You see, you could still have the same party. You just had to hold it in the winter. The Chuckle Fucks Kryptonite.
Exactly.
So in the early 1980s, the Talkeetna Bachelor Society founded Winterfest. Now, Winterfest is like a 2-day thing. The first day, you have, a tree lighting ceremony, and hot cocoa, and Santa comes by, and the family has a good old time. The next day features the Wilderness Woman and Bachelor Auction and Ball.
Incredible.
So a lot of this information comes from Ava Holland from her article in SB Nation in 2013 when she herself went to Talkeetna to participate in the Wilderness Woman competition.
Yes.
So the Wilderness Woman portion of the day varies from year to year because they don't want people to prepare a plan ahead of time. But there are 3 rounds of competition. People get knocked out in each round until there's like a final group. But the requirement to take part is very simple year after year. You have to be single. You have to be over 21 because they don't discourage women drinking during this.
Got it. At least they're abiding by the federal law.
Right. And there is a $5 entry fee and a safety waiver.
I'm sorry, what?
A safety waiver, which makes sense once you hear the various competitions that these women go through.
Okay.
All right. So like I said, it changes every year. But in the past, there have been hauling firewood, fetching water, driving a snow machine, harnessing a team of sled dogs, catching fish, climbing a tree, shooting a moose, or AKA shooting a dude in a moose costume with an airsoft.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shooting a small bird called a ptarmigan. They're woodcuts, so it's
okay. All right.
Yeah, they didn't catch a. Yeah, these are bachelors. They're not going out planning that far. And I might add, all of this is done in the winter, so the course is ice. It's snow and ice. So there's where the safety waiver comes in.
Got it.
And then the last one, which seems to be a yearly part of the competition, a sandwich baking and beer opening portion. So
I love this.
The last one might sound a bit fucked up, but I think you're going to love the details of it. So the sandwich and beer portion is part of an obstacle course. And the parts of the obstacle course are a whole round where typically, you fetch some water, you stop at a spot, you go to a table, you make a sandwich, you grab a beer, you give it to a guy, and then you go to the final round, which is always wood chopping. So since it's an obstacle course, speed is very important. And so handing off the sandwich and the open beer, the definition of how you do that isn't exactly, very fine. As long as it gets to the guy, that's all that matters. So essentially what you end up getting is one volunteer sitting in a shitty lazy boy in the middle of winter who is getting sandwich meat and beer thrown at him. So by the end of the competition, he's just covered in frozen beer and mustard.
I love it.
And then
it
honestly sounds amazing. It's gotten to the point now that they've limited it to the first 50 signups because they just don't have the time. Because it's a bachelor auction at night.
Oh my God.
Actually, the whole reason they said that they actually made the Wilderness Woman thing is that women would come into town for the bachelor's auction, but they would be bored between getting there and waiting for the auction, so they needed to give them something to do.
I love it. And it was wood chopping. It wasn't a wet t-shirt contest.
Exactly. No, this is real shit.
We respect you here in Alaska.
We're trying to survive. Weirdly enough, during the Moose Dropping Festival, there was actually a mom's version of this, where it's essentially the same competition, but you have to haul around a 10-pound quote-unquote baby while you're doing it.
God damn.
So if you end up winning, you get flowers, a sash, and a really nice fur hat.
Ooh.
Yeah. And the winners announced at the bachelor's auction. And it's where, like I said, where the society raises most of their money. And has been successful at, as Ava Holland stated Peace for SB Nation, turning Talkeetna into a wild single ladies weekend party destination.
Hell yeah.
As for the men who were up for auction, Ava stated, quote, the odds of winning a bid on a bachelor are good, but the goods are odd. Apparently, like some men go up there and they sing, or they'll try to sweeten the pot, being like, you'll get a snowmobile ride, or like, I'll take you up on my turbo plop airplane for a glacier tour. One dude did a striptease teasing until he was in a Pabst Blue Ribbon onesie. The year that Ava went, they raised $23,000.
Holy cow.
And the money goes to their main cause, which is getting women and children out of domestic violence situations in rural Alaska, which means chartering private flights to fly them out of the area that they're in to a safe location.
Damn. Wow, that's incredible.
I adore this town to no fucking end. I will say the borough where the town is the most Republican out of all of Alaska, but I feel like Talkeetna might be an outlier, or at least room to really fucking grow.
Enough of us moved there. We could tip the scale, Dusty.
Look, I'm just saying, if you get a really gnarly socialist in Talkeetna, you could I have a feeling that it would go buck wild at a certain point.
Salt that county.
So yeah, when you ask the question, what kind of town makes a cat a mayor? I think it's a town as good-natured and fun-loving as Talkeetna. So let's travel a bit back to 1997, when a litter of kittens are brought to the parking lot of Natalie's General Store to be given to anyone who wants a cute little pet. And Lori Steck, the general manager who was about 12 years away from getting her bike stolen by a groovy dude, walked out of the store and selected a Ginger Manx derp that she would name Stubbs.
Oh, yay!
He's described as beige orange, but I think that's like glossing over this is a sweet, dumb, cuddly orange friend.
Yeah, he's an orange cat.
And it may be stereotypical to call an orange cat a derp, but I think when you actually hear about his history, it's going to fit very well.
Oh, I can't wait.
But before we get much further, it's important to note that a lot of the information out there about Stubbs is a mix of apocryphal legend that's hiding some quieter bits of truth that aren't as fun, but should probably be known. As for the not-so-true legend, it seems to have started thanks to a news segment on KTUU in Anchorage. It seems like they had gotten word of a Facebook group for the cat mayor in the town of Talkeetna. So, you got a full-time in the news during slow news days. So they sent a crew out there, met Stubbs, did a whole segment, and during the segment, they made the claim that the town of Talkeetna had made him mayor shortly after he had been adopted because they didn't like any of the humans who had been nominated for mayor. So they made a write-in campaign, and Stubbs, the bodega cat, won. So this version of the story was popularized by both National Geographic and Time magazine in 2012. And the bummer is that all you have to do is a little bit of research to know that it's not fucking true.
Oh, shame on you, mainstream media.
So in America, you have to be registered as a municipal government in order to elect a mayor. So this is like city, towns. If you're in Florida, it's counties. Because why the fuck not? Talkeetna, however, is what is known as a census-designated place. And I know we've talked about them before, especially in the Von Ormy, Texas episode. So it means that Talkeetna, while technically looks like a town,
quacks like a town,
but they're not filed as a town.
Incredible.
And so the census has to figure out how to count these people who are not near anywhere else. And so they have to all right, this is a census-designated place, run with it.
This feels also peak Alaska in that people are like, we got a town like Abe and some border like areas around where we all live. You're not going to label us government.
Oh man, you're right. It's your Alaskan independence. There are definitely dozens more census-designated places in Alaska than there are towns and cities. The downside to this, though, is that the census-designated place cannot have their own government, which means that all decisions have to be made by the county. And to make things even more complicated, Alaska doesn't have counties. They have boroughs. Yeah. So Talkeetna resides in the Matanuska-Susitna borough, which is slightly larger than West Virginia.
Damn, okay.
Now, Talkeetna does have the right to offer advice to the borough government to ask that certain things may be passed or considered, but the borough is under no obligation to do anything that's asked of them. This also means Talkeetna cannot have their own police. And they, like I said, during the Moose Drop Festival, they had to get Alaskan state troopers to come by.
Yeah.
Fun fact, too, the head of the borough gets the title of mayor.
Oh, what?
So you get to be mayor of an area the size of West Virginia.
Oof.
All that said,
dumb.
pretty much, yeah. All that said, the story of the election was either invented by the news to make the story more fun, or invented by the town to see who the fuck would believe it.
I'm choosing to believe the latter. I like that.
The initial news stories also tended to leave out the fact that Stubbs was a magnet for horrifying nonsense, aka an orange derp.
He was a cat.
The first bit in 2008, when he was 11, a pair of teens shot him with a BB gun. Stubbs would spend the rest of his life with a BB stuck in his butt. In 2010, he briefly went missing because he hopped on the back of a garbage truck, which he rode about a half mile out of town, where he was found kind of chilling out of a railroad crossing.
Oh my God, no.
Even after this, Lori still let him roam free. Like Stubbs was not an indoor cat, but he loved being indoors of the general store.
Oh.
I did watch a video where he's just hanging out on this tiny dog sled covered in furs, just to chill it out. But yeah, he just hangs out at the general store, has a schedule, goes around town.
I love it.
The second scariest of incidents happened in 2011. So by this point, Stubbs had become a regular at the restaurant and bar next door, the West Rib Pub and Grill. When he arrived, bartenders would grab his favorite glass, fill it with water, and just dash a catnip. And he'd just sit there and drink it. And this happens
the mayor
every day. So one day, he's making his way over, has a little misstep, falls in the fryer. Now, luckily, the fryer had been off for hours, so he just falls into cold oil.
Oh, God.
Lori runs and gets him, grabs just a bottle of dish soap, starts squirting it over him, tries to wash out the oil, isn't coming out. Apparently, it only works on ducks.
Yeah.
So she has to load Stubbs into the car, drive an hour and a half down to Wausau, Alaska, the nearest vet clinic, just for them to wash out the oil.
Oh, Stubbs.
He is the best derp. And then the following year is when he becomes an online celebrity. And he bookends this with the scariest incident. On September 3rd, 2013, an exact date, at the age of 16, Stubbs is taking a walk outside, and he is mauled by an unleashed dog. It was a very bad attack. And once again, Lori had to drive 70 miles to the nearest vet in Wausau to save Stubbs' life. Which she did. But Stubbs was hurt real bad. He had a huge gash along his side, his sternum was broke, and his lung was punctured.
Oh my God.
It's kind of amazing that he survived this. But according to the news, just a few days later, the tube was taken out of his lung, he was back to eating, and he ended up bouncing back just as good.
Yeah, he's got 9 lives.
He pretty much does. So this is going to be the last physical tragedy that Stubbs will have to face. He could finally get back to his job hanging around the general store, get pets from tourists, and drinking catnip-infused water from a martini glass like a fucking legend. However, in 2014, Lori Stec decided to sell the general store and move to the lower 48. And the move meant that Stubbs couldn't come with her. So when she put the store for sale, it came with one very important caveat. When you buy the store, you're buying Stubbs.
Yeah. Stubbs is actually the manager,
right,
as well as mayor.
And I'm pretty sure this ended up being like a no-brainer for the family that bought the store, because I'm pretty sure it was bought by the Spone family, which I'm pretty sure the owners of the West Rib Pub and Grill. So, you know, I mean, you're not going to kick out a regular.
No, come on now.
Which leads us to the kind of hard to verify section of the story. Supposedly, Stubbs also ran 2 writing campaigns for larger office. In 2014, he was a writing candidate for U.S. Senate in Alaska, and in 2016, he was a writing candidate for president. I can't verify this. The Alaska Division of Elections doesn't keep itemized records of write-in votes, really. Also, I can't find any campaign websites for Stubbs, so it's like, you know, it makes no sense. The closest I can find were a short video of Stubbs' picture with Mitt Romney, just saying Romney Stubbs, which, fuck it, sure. Why not?
Fine.
2016 was also the year that Stubbs made his television debut. Supposedly, a segment was filmed for the Animal Planet reality show Dr. D, Alaska Vet. Stubbs had been dealing with kidney issues for a couple of years, and Dr. D was going to tend to him. The thing, though, is I can't really find any record of this in the show synopses on IMDb. Animal Planet is insistent that the show is on HBO Max. I can assure you it is not. It might have gotten cut for time.
Yeah.
However, he did get a consolation prize from National Geographic, who featured him in the final 4 minutes of their show, United States of Animals. Which, I mean, if you want to watch it, it's a really good encapsulation of Stubbs as a cat, and that is lazy and snuggly as fuck.
Great.
Yeah. Apparently, he will meow at the owners until they come over and pet him whenever they open up. He's just a little cutie pie. But that's about it. Which brings us to 2017. At the age of 20 years and 3 months, Stubbs passed in his sleep.
Oh.
And keeping the tradition alive, the Spone family chose the oldest of their 2 cats, Denali, to be the new mayor of Talkeetna.
Oh.
And when Denali passed in 2022, the honor fell to his little sister, Aurora. However, it really did kind of stick with the same grandeur that Stubbs commanded. So, like you said, when your friend went to Talkeetna, even after Stubbs had died, he's still considered the mayor. Still treated
I thought
as
that cat was
living
alive.
entity.
I thought this was a recent thing.
No, he died 8 years ago because time's a jerk.
Oh.
Yeah.
But at 20,
At 20,
after a long life.
after being shot, falling in a fryer, getting nearly mauled to death by a dog, and just going where the fuck he wanted for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up dying in his fucking sleep.
Bless him.
And that's it. I mean, Talkeetna's still around today. You can still hop to the Wilderness Women Festival. They have a ski festival every year. There's like multiple bars and hotels and restaurants. It's very much a cute tourist destination, if you will.
I love it. I want to live there.
Yeah, right? There are literally people who were interviewed regarding the story who said they moved to Talkeetna just because Stubbs was mayor. Because
Listen, I'm not thinking it. And Stubbs has been gone for a while.
Right. Well, I mean, it was just like, oh, it's a town that has that sense of humor. Fuck it, sure, it sounds great.
Yeah. I think Cat Sullivan could run for mayor.
Oh my God. I feel like knowing Sullivan, he would be the most hard-ass comptroller.
Yeah.
He'd be the guy that, would know everything about the office, but be very angry if someone came in with like, an ignorant question. Or even just like, oh, where are these forms? Where can I find them?
Just screaming at you, why aren't the forms done already?
Find a notary, that's not my job. What would Butterscotch do?
He would pardon everyone.
Yeah, my God. Just Orange Derp, he would.
Yeah.
So that's the story of Stubbs Stec-Spone, the cat mayor of Talkeetna, Alaska.
I love it. Good job, Talkeetna.
Yeah, I really felt like after the hell that was 2024, we really need to come back with the cutest story I possibly could.
Yes.
Yeah, so thoughts, feelings?
Truly, I just want to move to Talkeetna, just kind of go off the grid and get a little home there.
So I did go on Zillow. Check it out. Not a lot of affordable homes in Talkeetna right now.
God damn it.
There are a couple of death shacks for about $100,000.
Okay.
A lot of land with it, but you will be pooping outside. And yes, there are bears.
Okay.
Yeah, get some solar panels, get like a chemical toilet.
I mean, yeah, just like a fixer-upper.
Yeah. Let me just go there right now because like the cheapest one is kind of hilarious. All right.
I tried to drop a pin into Talkeetna because there is like a blue line, but it's really wiggly, and I finally got it to work, and it's because it's just a little GoPro on one of those prop planes.
This is probably the best affordable one. It's a yurt. It's a yurt on stilts. Like there's no bed, there's no bath. It's $109,000. Technically, it's in Trapper Creek, Alaska.
What the hell, Alaska?
Yeah, you got an amazing view of Denali from it, though. So there is that.
High, dry ground, tight and snug place.
Yep.
Wall mount.
Chemical toilet. So you get that.
Okay.
There's no shower, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's a middle of nowhere hunting cabin, essentially.
Good Lord.
Ooh, here's one that's like $53,000. That's it is essentially a what's the word I'm looking for? A treehouse on land. Oh, this was the death cabin, the one that's actually in Talkeetna on Lovely Lane.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, you will die here. Either you or someone else will die here.
property is suited for those individuals willing to put in some sweat equity.
Yeah, it's clearly the person who owned this place was a senior who did not believe drywall was a good investment.
This is nuts. Oh, just tear it down.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I don't know if a house can stay up with black mold, but... But funny detail, Nagley's General Store was built in like the 1920s, and they kept it that way up until 1997. They didn't do any major updates. But to keep it insulated back in the day, for filling, they used sawdust from the logs they cut, and when they ran out of sawdust, they used moss. The problem, though, is that in 1997, Nagley's caught on fire. And it took 2 days for the fire to stop because every time they would put it out, the sawdust would catch fire again.
Oh my God.
It took 50,000 gallons of water to put out the fire, which
my
weirdly enough
God.
is as much water as you need to put out the fire on a Tesla. Lithium doesn't like water. So yeah, I mean, you could move to Talkeetna. It's just going to be kind of rough to find a place that, has an indoor bathroom, but the views are amazing.
Okay. Just want to live in town, damn it.
Oh no, all of these are there's
wild.
there's one house that's actually in town, and I want to say it is like $800,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a 1 bed, 2 bed. This is insane.
Yeah.
Is nothing sacred?
No.
God damn it.
No, you're gonna go broke and you'll love it. Oh, here's one that's 259. No, that's still in the woods. That's in the fucking woods. It looks like it's in town, but it's in the fucking woods. God damn it. Well.
Okay.
Yeah. Stupid cat mayor getting all the good shit. All right. Well, I guess we'll be seeing y'all next week. We're going to be starting off a trilogy next week. And not just like a 3-part on one person. It's a 3-part on one location.
Ooh.
So, Una, are you familiar with the suburb in Chicago known as Zion?
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
There's a suburb called Zion?
There's a northern suburb of Chicago called Zion.
Yikes.
And we are going to be starting a trilogy on the city of Zion about its founder, the usurper of the founder, and a Green Party candidate in the modern era who did everything he could to get God out of Zion.
Ooh.
Also, a lot of cult stuff. So.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Why are the Chicago suburbs so weird?
I don't know. But yeah, so that's what you got to look forward to next time here on Gadfly. We're fucking back. Ooh.
We're back, baby!
Yeah. Gadfly is a production of Added Serotonin. Our episodes are edited by Brianna Valentine of Rem Alternus Productions. Our theme song is Sophomore Makeout by Silent Partner, and you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at GadflyPod.
Ready to level up your cosplay game? Check out the Geek Forge on Etsy. With a variety of props to give your photos that extra spark, you'll find just what you need. Hold magical fire in the palm of your hand, or take a potion to restore your mana. With a large variety of colors, you can choose your own magical flavor for your cosplay. Bring drama to your photo shoots with these vibrant props and more, all available at the Geek Forge. Are you ready to level up your cosplay?